downtown Chico. Welcome to the beautiful Chico City Plaza, built with a union wage.
I hammer in the morning, I hammer in the evening, all over this land. I hammer out daybreak, I hammer out a warning, I hammer out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. If I had a bell, I'd ring it in the morning, I'd ring it in the evening, all over this land. I'd ring out danger, I'd ring out a warning, I'd ring out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. If I had a song, I'd sing it in the morning, I'd sing it in the evening, all over this land. I'd sing out danger, I'd sing out warning, I'd sing out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. Well, I've got a hammer, and I've got a bell, and I've got a song, sing all over this land. It's the hammer of justice, it's the bell of freedom, it's a song about love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land.
Next speaker is from the local Peace and Justice Center. He's also a well-known local radio personality with the her show The Point Is on Saturday mornings on KCFR. It's one of my favorites because she interviews me really well, and that's Sue Hildebrand.
Thank you so much. You all are so beautiful. It is so wonderful because about half of the crowd I recognize, and so it's always wonderful to see everyone again, and about half the crowd I don't recognize, which means there's more of us together focusing on the same issue because it all comes down to the same issue. One of the reasons I'm so happy to be standing here is because I'm a peace activist. And the fact that I'm standing here means that we all are starting to recognize that we are in this together. We are moving away from our issue silos. We are starting to recognize that the human rights activist and the environmentalist and the home health care worker and the peace activists are working for the same vision. We are in this mess together. We must figure out a solution together. It is the only thing that is going to work. It is the only thing working together is what's ever worked in the past. I have a quote that I want to share with you, and the first time I heard it, I was down in New Orleans, and I was down there doing disaster relief right after Hurricane Katrina. And it's a quote that impacted me, and it has driven the work as a social justice activist ever since. This quote comes from Lila Watkins, an Australian Aboriginal woman who, in response to a mission worker that came to help her, she said, "If you have come to help me, you are wasting your time. If you have come because you understand that your liberation is bound up with my liberation, then let us walk together. We are in this together, and it is so relieving to finally understand that we are recognizing that we are only going to find a solution if we stick together, all of us sticking together. The reality, though, is we are in a big giant mess, and the catchphrase these days are deficit reduction. If you were here last Monday at the Tea Party Tax Day rally, you would have heard that quite often. We need to cut wasteful government spending. The problem we have is that across the country, at almost every state, the governors and the legislatures are talking about taking away collective bargaining rights, and that will fix the state budget, which we all know that is so disingenuous. If we turn to a well-known old sage, the famous bank robber Willie Sutton, who in response to "why do you rob banks?" he said, "because that is where the money is." If we want to end wasteful government spending, you have to ask yourself, where is the money? It's in the military. We need to find where this government wasteful spending really is. Most of our budget goes to three things. One is Medicare and Medicaid, health care for older people and poor people. The second is Social Security. People rely on this. They have worked their whole lives to retire with some sense of dignity. The most popular programs in all of this nation's history. And finally, it is government spending. Do you all realize, I just checked the numbers today, that in the war in Iraq and Afghanistan, this country has spent over $1.2 trillion in Iraq and Afghanistan. It costs $1.2 million to have a soldier in Afghanistan for 1 year. It costs $800,000 a year to have one soldier in Iraq. It is time to bring our troops home and stop demonizing the wrong people. I just want to end this by really opening this up. I have a plea for all of us as we leave today. I really would hope that we expand our vision of solidarity to our brothers and sisters across the borders, around the world. The workers over there are being demonized. If you think about the people that have desperately left their homes because of multilateral trade agreements like NAFTA, that are causing people to leave their families, to leave everything they know in order to seek minimum wage and below, very disrespectful, very dehumanizing work in this country. We cannot abandon them. We need to think about workers all over this world. We are in this together, and only together are we going to solve the problem.
To organize this rally, we discussed what to call it. Support workers, save the middle class. That was the one I liked the most. Save the middle class? The labor movement and unions created the middle class. In the United States of America today, we shouldn't even be talking about saving the middle class. We should be talking about how many more people we're going to bring into the middle class. If we use a boxing metaphor to describe the plight of American workers, we're on the ropes. Well, then now's the time to come out swinging. Following the example of the workers in Wisconsin, it's time to take to the streets and support each other.
We are one. Thank you so much. We are one. We are one. We are one. We are one. We are one.
All right. All right, thank you, Paul. In introducing our next speaker here, I just want to say a word here. I'm a nurse who works in a hospital, and when we send our patients home, when our patients are ready to go home, one of our biggest concerns is do they have a safe environment, a safe support system to go home to. And it's home care workers who often provide that for our patients when we discharge them. They're an important part of the healthcare system, and I think the best bargain in the healthcare system. And so our next speaker, Gail Ennis, President, California United Home Care Workers.
Lordy. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I can tell you're starting to feel better now, right? Yeah. You remain frustrated, but you're feeling better, right? Right? But have you thought about why you're here today? Have you really thought about why you're here today? Especially the day before Easter. It must be pretty important that you've come out here today, right? Well, I want you to hold that thought for a minute because we're going to come back to it. I'm going to share what I know with you today about why I'm here and why I think you're here. For the very first time in this region, we, the gatekeepers, and I say yes, we, the gatekeepers of the American dream, and that means you, all of us have come together as one. As one. Yes, let me say it together, as one. In collective thought, brothers and sisters, and that's powerful. That's powerful. How many of you think the rich just keep getting richer and the poor just keep getting poorer? How many of you think it's okay that 1/10 of our society has 70% of the wealth? Well, you know, it hasn't always been that way, right? Let's remember. Our forefathers came to this country because they wanted a do-over. They were without hope of ever improving their lot. They were the creators of the American dream, the founders of our birthright for a hopeful life.
Brothers and sisters, these truly are trying times. We have trillion-dollar deficits at the national level. We have multi-billion-dollar deficits at the state level. And right here at home, at the local level, we have multi-million-dollar deficits. These truly are unprecedented budget calamity times. And we've got leaders out there, leaders like Congressman Paul Ryan, a congressman from Wisconsin who wants to balance the budget on the backs of the working poor. And he wants to take us back to trickle-down economics. An economic strategy that we've been there, we've done that, and it failed. And it's continuing to fail. And the gap between those who are rich and those who do the work is getting wider and wider. We are under attack at every level. The Tea Party is holding our government hostage, and we are all suffering as a result of it. We have Tea Party members of the Congress that are holding the national budget hostage. We have Californian Republican minorities holding our California budget hostage. And right here, my brothers and sisters, in the city of Chico, we have Measure A, where a few Tea Party extremists are trying to do a power grab of our local democracy. It is times like this that we must remember the words of the great late Dr. Martin Luther King, who once said, "The character of a person is not judged by where they stand at times of calm and serenity. No, my brothers and sisters, the character of a man is where they stand at times of difficulty and adversity." And my brothers and sisters, today we face the greatest political adversity that we may face in our entire lifetimes. Now is the time for us to stand together as union members. Now is the time for us to stand in unity. Now is the time for us to protect the United States of America that we have made great. Now is the time for us to stand in unity and return the golden to the California state. And now is the time for us to take a stand to protect our local government. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm blessed to have your ear today. Thank you for having me here. I am just so humbled and proud to stand with you to make a difference and keep America the great country that it is. God bless each and every one of you.
Hey, I'm talking to you.